My 16-year-old gets his nines off on Friday. You know, I don't know.
Excuse
if
me?
He gets his nines off on Friday.
I think I know what that means.
You do. Until you're 16 and a half, until you've had your license for 6 months, you have to drive only before 9 o'clock.
Oh, right.
So when you get your nines off, it means you can drive anytime you want. So this Friday,
means full green light?
He's full go as of Friday.
And he can have other teenagers in the vehicle with him?
At least one. I don't know about that rule.
Because I know they're stricter about that now.
They are. I mean, it has completely changed since we were teenagers. But he didn't realize. He knew it was coming up. And my wife had just told me that it was this Friday. And so he was standing in the kitchen yesterday. And he goes, am I about to get my nines off? And my wife said, yes, you are getting your nines off this Friday. He goes, it's about to be lit on Friday.
Oh, snap.
I'm going to cook out. It's about to be lit.
It's 9:05.
I'm going to cook out. And we were like, no, of course you have to get. It's a wraps. It's a wraps. That's what I'm doing. The nines are off. He was so excited about it.
That's a milestone for him.
Oh, yeah, it is. So here we are at that point now.
How are you going to manage that now that the government isn't behind it?
I guess, well, the rule is, because somebody invited him out, he goes to this place, this burger joint called Cookout, and hangs.
Really?
Yes.
That
hangs.
tradition lives on?
Yes. And
You're kidding me.
No, he goes out there and hangs, but of course now we've had to try to work it so that if he's there past 9 o'clock, which he always is, either one of his friends that has the nines off has to drive him home, or a couple of times I've gone out there and said, hello, gentlemen. Let's pick him up, which he finds embarrassing. That's no good.
Sweetie.
Yeah, he's got to
So
you got to hide his face while I do that.
I guess that was kind of my next question. Has he had any close calls with the nines? Has he slid in at 8:59?
Well, he's a couple of times. Like there was a high school football game one night. He drove at 10, and a lot of people do that apparently. But we tracked him and all that stuff. But he has had some real close calls with the nines on Friday night, unbeknownst to me.
Current or this past?
Yes, Saturday night. On Saturday night, his friends called him at 11 and said, "You got to get to Cookout. It's
11 at night?
Going down at Cookout." Now I was asleep, and so was his mother. And he nudged me at 11:05, and I opened with my breathing machine on.
Who's dead?
Of course, I sit bolt upright.
Hey, you want a corn dog? What? I'd like some tots or a corn dog, because I could go for one.
On a cheeseburger plate.
Cookout is the best. The only place you can get a corn dog as a side.
Corn dog is a
Oh,
side.
they're spectacular.
Right. And and I opened my eyes, and there he is hovering over me.
Is he fully dressed at this point?
Yes. He hadn't been to bed yet.
Right,
he was up.
Yeah.
I had stayed up until fairly late. I was watching football until fairly late, but by 10, I was gone. And at 11:05, he said,
"Do you want a huge sweet tea?" What? Kind of?
milkshake. Do you want a milkshake? And I'm like, what? And he goes, can you drive me to Cookout and pick me up at 12:30? And I said, no, I can't. And he looked over at his mother and said, do you think there's...
What about you?
She wasn't awake.
Son, don't do it.
Don't do it, son.
What about her, Dad?
I said, whatever.
I'm not in the mood. It's not me. It's your son. Huh?
Who's dead?
I said, please, whatever you do, just retrace your steps out of here quietly. And let's pretend this never happened. I am not driving you.
To Cookout. The answer's no.
The answer is no.
So when they hang, is it like I'm visualizing these kids just park their cars and sit on the hoods of the car?
I think that's it.
I'll tell you. I mean,
It's magical.
Yes.
I did this 22 years ago.
Yeah, still going.
I am shocked it lived on. We'd back into a parking spot in the Cookout parking lot. Just wait for everyone to come and hang out.
Well, we used to cruise Fayetteville Street in my day. Same thing. We'd go into Sonic and we'd cruise up and cruise back and then sit at Sonic for a while.
Yeah.
And look at the girls and talk and whatever.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Talk some trash.
Yeah, talk a little trash.
I would guarantee you somebody showed up in some type of really cool car that his friends were like,
well,
you got to get down here and see this.
Apparently his friends called, and I guess other friends he hadn't seen in a while were there. And he's like, it is lit. You got to come. And so the next day, Sunday morning, I said to him, did I dream last night that you were standing over me? And he goes, no, I had to go. I wanted to go see. And he goes, I almost just drove it. And I said, you're never, ever, ever. Because it ain't, I mean, now he could, if this happened a week from now after he gets his nines off, and legally he could drive.
Sure.
So his mother told him in no uncertain terms, you are not to go anywhere unless we know you are going
Okay,
somewhere.
so that's the rules,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, God, yeah. He's got to wake us up.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Do you want a corn dog? This time I can say yes to that.
go ahead.
I want a corn dog and a chicken quesadilla and a burger.
Bring me back a corn dog. Well, yeah. On the way home, this is my food ordering habits. Chris Demm makes fun of these sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
We were coming home from that pickleball tournament. Stopped over at Chicken and Pickles.
Okay.
And
Did you order off the kids' menu?
in fact, this time I went. So I had not eaten almost all day. Just a few little snacks is what they had. I hadn't packed lunch. It was a long day, and the Diesel said, "Let's stop at Chicken and Pickles," and he likes to eat inside. So we had to find one that was open.
With a dining room, yeah.
We went to 4.
Did you end up West Virginia?
We went to 4. The fourth one finally let us in. We were looking through the windows, and I said, I see people in there. They're eating in there.
We can go in.
So we
He
went
is
in.
staunch about it, isn't he?
He will not. He is like, I like to sit down and eat inside the restaurant. And I said, hey, I'm fine with that. Let's do it. And so, but we had to go to a few before they let us in. Very nice. But I ordered, and he drove, so I said, I'll get your dinner. And he ordered first, and then I got a sandwich, 12 nuggets, mac and cheese on the side, and a Diet Coke.
Wow.
And he said, are you taking some home to your wife? And I said, no.
Some of what?
No, I am not.
Crazy?
No, I am not. No.
Did they, now when you sit in the dining room, did you get unlimited refills on your drink?
Yeah. Yeah. You take,
Nice.
Well, you got to take it back to the counter.
The old lady? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he did. He got one to go. He filled up his drink to go. And, Diesel's a staunch environmentalist, as am I, as you know. And, in fact, so staunch, this is a separate story. At that pickleball tournament, pickleballs are made of plastic. And occasionally they crack. And
Okay.
the woman who was leading the tournament, they would just, when a ball cracked, they would just give it to her. And she'd just take it and throw it in the woods. And Diesel would
the
go
what?
into the woods. She would, what?
What the hell's wrong with her?
The woods are like, we were in this area.
just do that.
We were in a park, and she just take it.
The beavers will build a dam with them. What? What's somebody looking at me for?
Why does everyone think I'm crazy?
She'd just take it and throw it over her
What the
shoulder.
hell's she thinking?
The Diesel.
That's a bad look.
Did she throw her Diet Coke bottle out there after she's done with it?
No, just the.
What the hell?
She wanted to make sure they were out of play, so no one picked up a cracked ball. because
Well, I get that.
So, but instead, most of the
Don't
time,
they have trash cans?
most of the time you step on them so that this one's out of
So you
commission.
just flatten it.
No, she just took a cracked ball and just took a hook shot into the woods. So
It's not the World Series. It's not kids out there
No.
waiting to
No.
catch these.
So between games, Diesel's like, I'm going to go out there. So he went out there and picked up like the 8.
I'm going to have a word with Loretta the Liver.
Gee whiz.
I
Lord.
know.
When they ask him for feedback,
I know.
he'll have it.
Oh yeah, she's the same woman. There was a guy there. It
Was
was
she tournament director?
she was not the
just
director.
part of the
She
brass?
was just part of the brass, and she was like telling people where to go for their court assignments and such. And it was long delayed. We were there much longer than we thought we were going to be. And one guy,
Somebody crack a hip?
well, one guy was really upset about that. So he was in her ear a lot. He was like, we've been waiting 2 hours over here to play. He was really upset. And so later in the day, we got to play against him. And she turned to us quietly and said, please beat this guy so I don't have to hear. Because if we beat
No
him,
mercy.
yeah. But you know what Diesel said? This was at Sitting in Chicken and Pickles. When they come over, like any inside the restaurant, when they come over, it's bagged up. They give us bags. They get
No more trays?
No trays. And he's like, "This is how many bags are they wasting?" Which I agree with. It's like if they brought over a tray that just they were holding, we could reach onto it and get our stuff off of it.
But that's the COVID protocols?
I guess. I mean, that's but that doesn't it seem like a waste of bags? I thought so as well because I mean, I don't even have to touch the tray.
That's the world, man. Think about when you go to the drive-thru and you get even just 2 drinks.
Yeah.
They put them in those cardboard things.
I know.
How long do you use that?
Unnecessary.
And then what do you do with it?
It is unnecessary.
Or if you use the 4 cup holder thing,
Yeah.
you use it for 5-10 minutes, get home or wherever, and you throw it away.
You're right.
It's a huge waste.
You're right. But and then inside the restaurant, that just seems like a bigger one even.
Do they
Waste,
have
It's America.
Do they have recycle waste and then garbage,
No.
food waste, or is it all just one trash
It's
receptacle?
all just one trash receptacle.
Yeah,
And
most places
It's
are
easier that way. You can't.
Right.
People are not going to
split up their garbage.
They're not going
So
to.
I'll tell you though, some occasionally you see that at the more what would you call them? Frou high end, whatever, young person. But they didn't have that. This is a woman you have not heard of in a while. Her name is Gina Rodriguez. She was famous. She was made famous earlier. Wait a minute, no, I'm wrong. Her name is Tessica Brown. Tessica Brown. Do you know what she did earlier this year? She became infamous for about a minute.
The name rings a
Sounds
bell.
familiar. Tessica Brown.
Is
When you
that
said-
the Gorilla Glue?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gina Rodriguez, I thought was a fighter.
No, Gina Rodriguez is her manager. Okay. Tessica Brown had problems earlier
Gorilla
this year.
Glue hair.
Yes, she sprayed Gorilla Glue on her hair to keep it in place, and it caused such a problem that they eventually had to have a surgeon go in and wash out her hair to get the glue out of it. Remember that? She had to go all the way to Los Angeles. Well, now, here we are, 7 months later, and she was dyeing her hair, and it all fell out because it was not strong enough to hold the dye. So now she's bald. Her hair dye was not professionally done. Tessica used box dye from a local store, and as soon as she put it on, she said, I felt a burning sensation, and parts of her scalp began to be exposed, and her hair fell out in clumps. So now she's bald.
Maybe it's for the best. You should start anew for 2022.
Yeah, she's really...
I mean, she gorilla glued in January. Now she's lost it in December.
I'll tell you.
Maybe that had something to do with it.
Oh, she says that because her Gorilla Glue incident has made her scalp...
Yeah.
It was like it was not strong enough to hold the hair in once she put the dye on it. Like the dye reacted to her scalp and it fell out. And she had no idea that would happen.
Maybe it's
before.
for the best for now.
Because they sell tons of over-the-counter hair dye.
Yeah.
Tons.
It's not the fault of the dye. And she said, I didn't know this was a possibility, but I know why this happened. It's because she put the Gorilla
I hate
Glue on
that
it.
for her.
I mean, the poor thing.
It's a new beginning.
Exactly.
She probably should have done that back months ago
Yeah.
to start with instead of getting the stuff washed out, that Gorilla Glue. Just shave your head.
I don't
Start
even think
over.
it was
I'm
possible.
not sure that was an option.
Yeah. They couldn't
I
even
didn't
shave
think
her
they-
head.
yeah, they
couldn't
tried.
even
Because it
shave
was glued so tight.
The razor couldn't handle it.
Couldn't pan it.
If you use a chisel on it or
Well, there
something.
was no leverage, right?
She tried. Remember,
Yeah.
she tried, and
Yeah.
it could
Scissors wouldn't work.
It took
Nothing.
a plastic surgeon, if I recall.
Yes, and
to
he
finally do it.
And he did it for free, if I'm not mistaken.
washed out the glue out
So
of her
has she
head.
learned a lesson? You're all about that, Kels.
She started her own hair product line. She is selling her own.
Would you endorse it?
Of course.
Well, really?
Yes.
Is that Tessica Brown? It is.
I would,
That's what you call it. A great name.
I would endorse that product.